Hey Pisces, and welcome to your January 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead, and I'm really excited for what is coming up for you Pisces. It's not surprising to me that you have the Death card and the World card and the Empress coming up, a lot of major arcana to inject your new year with some strong changing energy. I know that you have been craving a change. You've been craving a transformation. Some of you are feeling like where you're currently at in life is not going to work for the long run. So I do think that a lot of you are kind of making a plan between now and around your birth time to have a lot of difference in your life be there. I feel that January brings with it a lot of stimulus. For those of you who are single, I can definitely see new relationships coming in. Regardless of your relationship status, there are just a lot of new people coming around, I think, and a lot of new ways to spend energy coming in. We're moving from Capricorn to Aquarius time during this month, and that can be an interesting time for Pisces because, again, it's getting closer to your time of the year, and the appropriate endings must be made for the previous year in order to prepare you for the new things which will be starting in late February and early March for you. So the World reversed is the first thing that jumps out at me in this reading, which says to me that there are a few inevitable endings which might be being resisted just slightly. So one thing that cannot be prevented, I think, in January for you Pisces is a transformation, is some kind of change. And it can be really small. A lot of times people see the Death card or the World card and they think this is a really big change. This is something really visible in my life, and it can be. But always those types of things are spurred by these really, really minute changes that happen within, which I feel you to be perhaps having multiple minute changes within. So like just a small shift in how you want to see yourself and how you want to see your energy being spent. The way that we're spending energy is such a theme during Capricorn time. So how we're investing our time, our money, our energy into the people around us, into our goals, our jobs, our projects. These are the things that we really have to focus on during Capricorn time. And I think you've done that well. I think you've seen a big shift in that. But I can tell also throughout this month that there is a lot on your plate and a lot on your shoulders, perhaps too much. And it also feels like you might be resisting rest a little bit, like you're prioritizing completing your tasks versus resting. I do feel you to be a bit of a taskmaster this month. You have that Queen of Swords energy in your reading, and I'm feeling that more as yourself than other people. So you're really developing a kind of like calculating, taskmastering, potentially workaholic energy. I think that some of you are starting like new projects, like new entrepreneurial projects. Page of Pentacles as your central theme says to me that there are like new streams of income coming in, like small streams, but they can be multiple. So you can really see a big change in your financial prospects as like new small streams of income start to develop. A really, really good time for Pisces to be a business person, actually. I'm thinking that you can really change the way that you make money. Again, with Page of Pentacles being the central theme and having like death, the World reversed, Ten of Wands. It's like through like all this hard work that you're doing, as well as with Queen of Swords and the determination that you have, you see that there's an ending in the way that you might currently be making money and a transformation into a new way. So yes, a great time to get a new job, to change fields, to start the new entrepreneurial endeavor. It's really, really supported for Pisces. I'm feeling intuitively that it's not quite as supported to have that huge type of change in relationships. And that's kind of just an odd thing that I'm feeling there. And it may not be right for all of you, because I think that some of you are going to have it, you know, with the Empress and Death being together. That's all about your love and relationships and changing that. But I would definitely urge you to make sure that you're not making too impulsive of decisions. We want to get past about March before we're being too impulsive with big changes relating to the people in our lives, or, you know, just really strong aspects of our lives. So there's sort of a hybrid of like this tentative nature of making a change versus like impulsively making it. And this has been something that's been difficult to articulate for all of the signs this month. Like on one hand, you can't be too tentative. You can't be like too passive and too unchanging. But on the other hand, you also can't be too grandly impulsive either. So changes which have been forming for a long time that have a strong base are the key to really coming through this time healthily. I also feel certain Pisces to be reuniting this month, so I could see you reuniting with like estranged people of your past. That's kind of a heavy one. I can see some of you who may have been estranged from your parents reuniting with them, as well as like estranged children, or like people who if you were like adopted, I could see you reuniting with like your birth parents or something. anything that felt abandoned once upon a time can be reunited right now for Pisces. So also like a breakup that was extremely difficult, where you got blocked out, you can see that person coming back in here, very surprisingly. Like the person who like never wanted to have anything to do with you again, or the person who really pushed you out of their life can kind of come crawling back during this time. Be careful with how much you let in with that. Sometimes Pisces can be, you know, so generous to a fault. Like, has this person betrayed you, and is it really good to let them back in? It does feel like despite these relationships reuniting, it's not always a sign that they need to be a constant in your life, and that's going to depend individually for you. Anyway, Pisces, let's go ahead and get into the week to week, and we'll see a little bit more about what is coming up with that. In the first week of January, you have Death rooted down by the Empress. Death has been coming up so much for January. I've been a little bit surprised. I'm like, come on, give us some more like easiness here. Not that death is always as hard as people make it out to be, but of course it is just an ending, and it's of course a new beginning. Then after that, I think that you have to really look around in the first week of January and think, you know, what do I need to be a constant in my life? That's what I keep hearing for you, Pisces, is what is a constant? What is something that is always here? What is something that lives on in my life, and are those the right things for me right now? Working with that train of thought feels very productive for you in that week, as I also feel that things can start to get easier. It feels like there's sort of been this constant of busyness, or this constant of erratic energy, like a bit of manic energy, like never being able to rest, like very restless energy. And I'm seeing that with the Empress reading down the Death card, it says to me that we are needing to allow that restlessness and that the erraticism to kind of die out, and to kind of allow some peace and calmness to come back into our lives. So what constant presences in our life are generating that sense of restlessness? Really curing restlessness is such a big goal and importance for your life in the month of January, and you're going to see how to do it in the first week, and you can actually do it in the first week, and a lot of you are doing it in the first week. So yes, the first week can be a bit of a break up or break off type of energy. It could be a time where you're quitting the job, or where you're ending something that has been going in your life for quite a long time. Allow yourself time also in the first week to perhaps grieve that as well, to some degree, as you're also going to be doing that in the second week with Three of Swords rooted down by the World reversed. So there's some sense of disappointment that can come in during that time, but I also feel it to have been lingering for about a month. So maybe some of you had the breakup in December. Maybe some of you had the ending in December, and this is just the process of processing that. This is the time where you are seeing what that means and what results that introduces into your life. It's important to allow yourself healthy grieving in the second week of January, even more so than the first week. And, sometimes in order to let go of something, we have to hold on to it for a little bit longer. So don't get too mad at yourself if you've had the breakup, or you've had the sense of loss in your life, and you're still kind of holding on to the same things which remind you of those people or those experiences. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it, Pisces. Again, Capricorn is a building time, and we're ending Capricorn time during that second week. So if you have a loss during Capricorn time, it can be extra shocking, and it can be really resounding, because it's not really a new beginning type of energy. So yes, it could be hard to have the Death card and the World card during a Capricorn month, because they're representative of endings and beginnings, and Capricorn is not really that. It is like a building middle type of energy. So yeah, really take the second week to get good with what's happened to you, and to get good on your past. That's a good time to do a bit of past work. You actually can, during Capricorn time, do healthy past work, with a sort of an understanding that you're going to be coming past that by around Aquarius time, which we get into moving into the third week, with Queen of Swords rooted down by Four of Swords reversed. You have to decide to give yourself some rest there as well. So it's like you kind of have this second week in December where you're coping, you're working with the feelings of the past, you're working with the pain that you've gone through, and then the third week you have to give yourself the ability to then let go. You have to give yourself the ability to release from that pattern, because what you also don't want is the grieving and bereavement cycle to become a constant in your life. It is important, it is vital at certain times in our life, but it's also easy for it to become constant when it doesn't need to be. So understanding in the third week how to let go of that is going to be important. And how do you do that? One of the best ways to let go of past pain, or to come out of a cycle of dwelling on things, because there could be maybe a tendency to dwell if you're still hurting over things after the second week. You have to kind of take the moral of the story. Like, and Four of Swords really describes this perfectly. You can't see it too well because Page of Pentacles is covering this part of the image, but if you look at Four of Swords, you'll see that, and we have 3 and 4 of Swords in this reading, so it's perfect to tell this story here, actually. In the 3 of Swords, you have that moment where you feel like betrayed, or where your heart's broken, or where you have the proverbial stabbing of the heart. And in the 4 of Swords, what's happened is those 3 swords have been removed from the heart, and they've been hung over the top of the person as the person begins to recuperate and heal from the experience of those swords being stabbed in. So rather than forgetting about them, or rather than throwing them out or distancing yourself from what wounded you, you're laying and you're healing with them hung above you, and you're focusing on how that happened. You're thinking, how did I come to this situation where I was stabbed in the heart? How did these swords do me the harm that they did? And what happens through that retrospection and that sort of intelligent healing process is you're given a new sword, which is at the bottom of the 4 of Swords card. You're given a new sword that is much stronger than those 3 swords have ever been. So basically what it represents is the transmutation of pain into strength. And that's so much your process throughout the month of January, Pisces. So you are growing strength from your sense of pain, which does come with a price, as you see in the 4th week, 10 of Wands rooted down by 6 of Cups. You do, once you've been bestowed that strength, like, it's then a weight to carry, you know? When you become strong like this, sometimes there isn't the same excuse to go out and spend a drunken night doing whatever it is, you know? Sometimes you don't have the same excuse to fall into the same negative addiction cycles. Like, once you have this strength, like, you have sort of an expectation isn't the right word, but you have, the universe sort of doesn't give you as much wiggle room with negative coping mechanisms because you have the strength employed to not succumb to them. So succumbing to them becomes more of a compulsion than something that's out of your control. So be wary of compulsions during the 4th week. I don't think it's that strong, but it does feel like you might be struggling just to keep things together, and it's understandable. I mean, you felt wounded in December or November even, and now this has been the process of healing that. So yeah, you're not just going to feel completely normal maybe, but there is again a sense of reunification in the 4th week. So meeting with someone, or even meeting yourself halfway. I love 6 of Cups. It's such a cute energy. So despite that 10 of Wands energy and having a lot on your plate, you are meeting someone halfway. You're meeting yourself halfway. You're giving yourself or each other exactly what you need, some way or another. And there could be a part of you that kind of longs for it to continue, or longs for that to become more permanent. But it does feel quite temporary and fleeting right now. And that's okay, Pisces, because you've got bigger and greater horizons to be going through by the time you're getting back to your birth time. And we're getting closer and closer as we move through January. Again, Page of Pentacles is your central theme. I like it because it's so minor. It's so small. It's like a small energy. And it says to me that all of these painful experiences, or all of these evolutionary patterns, can be so small. You know, they can be such little things and so easy in that way that you get so many opportunities to, you know, not make this a really difficult experience. It's really, really surprising how simple and easy this process of healing and transformation can be to you. And for you, Pisces. I love you guys so much. Your energy's beautiful. I feel really held and comforted by you, Pisces. Like, I'm ready, like, after doing your reading, to face a lot more of my day, and I'm ready to see some new experiences, as things are also becoming quite new for me as well, and I really see that looking into your energy. So I'm a little bit jealous of you guys. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're going to be great, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this manifests and channels into your life. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I hope that you will. Thank you so much to those of you who've been subscribed for a while. Make sure you hit that bell notification by the subscribe button to be notified when I post your 2019 year ahead annual forecast. Those will be coming after the new year, and depending on when you're watching this, they may and may not be available. You can check below in the description box to see whether or not they are available. Also check in the description box my social media. I am on Instagram and Twitter. I have personal Instagram. I also have an Instagram for my channel. They'll both be linked below, and my Twitter feed is really fun as well because I post really quick automatic updates there, so check that out. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'm really excited to show you guys what the new year has to offer over there as well. It's a great way to support my channel and to help me keep up with this. You guys, it is a lot of work sometimes, but I am so happy to be here, and I'm so glad that y'all take the time to check out this video. Your likes and comments make my day. We'll be talking soon, Pisces. Check out the description box below to see more information. Much love, and we'll be talking soon. Bye.